Carrie, are we doing the same thing? Breakaway? Good morning, Kimberley and the Northern Cape. Once again, you are tuned into Raising Voices live here in Kimberley, and we are speaking to a couple of guests this morning. I am so pleased to have a young lady and a young gentleman, representative of the youth in our province, as well as a balance in gender. I'm excited because they are bubbly personalities and they will be giving you reassurance about why you should vote for them. We will be digging into who they are, what they want out of this, and what they can give you. They are here to deliver. So stay tuned as we return right after this. Welcome back. If you've just tuned in, you are listening or actually watching Raising Voices here live on ANC Northern Cape TV. And I have a couple of people with me that I'm excited to interview. We were speaking and getting to know one another behind the scenes off camera. And I'm really, like I said, excited to introduce them to you. I will just be saying their names, and obviously they'll be saying a lot more about themselves. In studio, we have Victor Dolopi as well as Tsholofelo Kgantsi. Good morning to you guys. Welcome to the ANC Northern Cape TV Raising Voices shows.
Thank you for having us.
Awesome stuff. First, let's kick off, ladies first. Who are you? What can we have from you?
Tsholofelo Kgantsi is a young, vibrant female who has been part of the African National Congress going for just about a decade now. I feel like I'm a seasoned comrade at this point in my life.
Okay, when you say, let me just interject. When you say a decade now, how old does that make you? Do we still not ask? Okay, do we not ask those questions to ladies still?
Still very young, very young, yes. No, I'm still within the youth league range. I'm good.
Awesome stuff. A little bit more about your ward.
Oh, my ward. Middle class to working class income area. Very diverse nationalities. So in terms of its ethnicity, the demographics there, but fantastic people all around. You know, every day as you do door to door, you get to meet a bit more of the people within the area, and you are just amazed at how receptive people are to change towards the youth. So it's a great ward to look forward to serving. Yes.
Good. Yeah. Awesome stuff. Victor Dolopi, you said I should just call you Dolopi. Okay, I'm not going to go to the national park of Dolopi. We'll stay local. A little bit more about yourself.
Dolopi is just a young activist who joined the ANCYL Youth League at the age of 14. And I've been an activist in the community where I come from, prior to obviously being a candidate now. Victor is a political philanthropist who values the well-being and development of the people. Hence, I have initiated and even championed a lot of community-based projects. Victor is a guy who is known as a SPO, a guy who you can talk to if you need things to be done.
Okay. I see the smile on your face. Why? He's
Spio. I don't even have a nickname.
You don't?
I lost a nickname in high school.
Okay, sure. Okay, maybe we today the viewers can have you adopt a nickname. Maybe they can send something in. If you are online, just drop us a message. Give us a nickname for one of the new ward councillors, coming in ward councillors. Speaking about coming in, I know you've been a ward councillor for, what was it, a year? 8 months. Okay, because when I met you in Uppington and we had a chat on camera, it was very brief, but you forgot to mention that. Tell us a little bit about your journey thus far.
It has been a very, very, very good journey. Firstly, because of, as an ambassador of the ANC, one goes into this thing with a passion to make changes. I came in and the mandate that I got was to just improve on what has been put there already. I came in and I had to look into the improving of communication, number one. Obviously, things were already set for the 5 years. So in these 8 months, I had to just come and just like enhance or intensify what has already been there. and obviously bring that youth vibe to council. So
Okay.
it's been good.
I love the fact that you say improve, because a lot of people think that, you know what, now that we have youth representation in politics, people want to change things, people want to change the outlook and stuff. But I agree with you when you say that you need to improve on, because changing means that there was something wrong.
Yes.
You understand my point? And the fact that you now just have to improve, do better. Do you agree with me?
Definitely. I've had the pleasure of working from the administrative side of council for the past 3 years. And what you see is when you get there and there's already IDP plans, all you have to do is take it forward, because we stepped in 2 years into an IDP plan, sorry. And it's just taking it forward, making sure that the communities are engaged on it. Public participation is such a vital part of developing our communities, but also communication. And I think quite often we take communication with our communities for granted. So when he says it's just about communicating better with the communities and taking the IDP program forward, that's exactly what we need to continue doing, is saying the IDP plans need to speak to what our communities deserve and desire, and we build on just making sure that we deliver better services, build better communities.
Okay, yeah, I agree with you, because I mean, a lot of times people say that stuff often happens and they're not informed. Is that what you're hoping to improve, or not change, improve on?
Definitely.
Okay.
I think for me, what I've noticed, especially from the administrative side of being with the council, is that very often people lack the ability to participate. That platform of public participation, whether you're writing in, you're joining in on radio interviews, or you're coming to the community halls pre-COVID, there was a lack of our communities getting to that point. So I think as young people, we just need to rally them and say, you have to actively participate, like you have to be there, you have to have your say, because too often our communities have decided it's not really my task, my responsibility. Ours is to definitely come in this time around and say, it is your task, it's your responsibility to have an active say and an active participation in what council seeks to give people.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
If one looks at it, I like to say it's like the envisaged plan.
Yes.
So if you do not participate as a young person or any person, then it means that what you envisage is not something long term. And if communication is not like that, like today, we know young people are all over social media and so on. So we are not into this thing of calling people to a hall and speaking about things. So we have the Twitter, with the Twitters, we have the Facebooks and the WhatsApps. So us coming in and saying, let's improve on communication, we are saying, let's invade those spaces, because that is where people are. Truth be told, young people are the ones that take the news home.
Yes.
So the old way of just the newsletter at the shop, now let's change it. Let's invade social media so that the young people, even if they're resistant for now, give them the information, give them the envisaged plan through the IDP, of course, get them in the IDP forums to represent whatever sector they are from, and then they'll take it home. Then our communication will be sorted. It's slowly but surely, but definitely it will get something.
Okay, if you are watching and you're not excited about this, then there must be something wrong with you, because I'm sitting and I'm thinking to myself, how much development just would flow from you guys. Now, I know you spoke about Tsolo, and I'm still waiting for a nickname. I think your initials are TK. So now we'll just call you Comrade TK in the meantime. But you were speaking about door to door. And now I'm thinking, participation, as you've rightfully mentioned as well, you would like to encourage participation. What if 80% of those doors in your community remains closed? What are your intentions? How would you go about opening those doors to extract participation?
It's like Comrade Dolopi has mentioned, the various platforms that are there. I think sometimes we take it for granted as young people and say, this is an avenue for me, that's not an avenue for me. Whereas if I look at it and I think about it completely, I think we have Radio Revival in Kimberley, we have Radio Temani in Kimberley, but we have coverage from Kurara FM, we have coverage from OFM, we have coverage from Radio Sonatrense. So you have to think about your population in the province and say, how do I want to reach them? Let me get to them through the radio platforms that they're most likely to be listening to. And you will be amazed at how receptive these radio stations are, because just because we don't have a place like an office that we operate from in your province doesn't mean we're not there to cover the news of your province.
For sure.
I think politics, I always tell people, Politics, when you say, young people who say, I don't want to participate in politics, I always bring it down to them, do you buy bread? Politics determines the price of bread. If you're going to go buy bread, if you're eating bread, my darling, you're participating in politics because it rules the economy of the country.
You've just made me stop eating bread now. I'm not eating bread anymore.
Gluten-free is the way to go.
Fantastic stuff. I mean, if these are two young people that are down to earth at the same time, know exactly what to do and why they are doing it. Speaking of which, I want to know, and I know this is the dreaded question when you are live on this show, but what made you get involved? How did you get here? I know you don't like those specific words. How did you get here? But we have to explain to the people, because I believe that when you reach a destination or a specific place that you are called to be at, there is something inside of you that you need to deliver at that point. What is inside of you that you need to get out?
What is inside of me that I need to get out? Dear goodness gracious. I would start with probably, look, when I went to varsity, I've always come from a family where they participated in politics. People will tell you my late grandmother used to smuggle people in the house away from the apartheid police and stuff like that. My mom, I have a fond memory of her having done it as the Buputatswana government was falling, that there were some comrades who came through our house. So I was small then. So by the time we moved back to Kimberley and I went to varsity, I was part of student politics, and it's just, even coming home, I just feel like it's not a point where you just sit back and say, oh, I'm not at varsity anymore, therefore I don't have to participate because I don't want free food or whatever at varsity anymore. But what you definitely do want is you want to carry on that participation. And I just landed here, and then I was like at the provincial office when I say here, and then it was like just get up and go from there. And I was like, okay. And I mean, this part is something I've never done, the more political side of it instead of the more ideological side of it. So I was just like, when they said you are the chosen one, I was like, well, then I'm the chosen one. If not me, then who?
Yeah, exactly. How did you get involved?
Truth be told, I have always been.
Yes,
I've always been one who was there working and so on. So for me, it was just a matter of getting the correct platform. Because like I'm saying to you, I've always been the one that had these initiatives in the location where I would help where I can, where I would be a foot soldier, where I would even assist. People thought I was working when I was unemployed because I was always an activist. I come from a family that is very political. So that also has an effect on how I am thinking. And I come from a definite ANC home. So that also.
I love the fact how you say definite.
Nobody's definite.
Yeah. No two ways about it. Eh? You're not confused. Not confused. Look, we actually have participation right now from our viewers, and people are giving you nicknames. I think what I will, just for interest sake, Victor, there's a Mr. Fix.
Okay.
There's a Mr. Fix. Then the second one is Victor Dala.
That's my Facebook name.
Okay. Dola. Okay. Awesome. So, look, we have one for you, actually two for you too. Ruth first.
Oh my gosh, wow.
Ruth first, and then Kgantsi Power.
Okay. All right. My dad's gonna love that one.
Kgantsi Power.
My mom and my dad will be like, okay, Kgantsi Power.
There you go. So that's gonna become your brand in politics.
So our little empire starts now with me.
There you go. So tell me, for the mere fact that you are this well spoken about and have insight about politics and local government means that we really can expect good things coming from you. Okay, give me one or two good things coming from you.
An improved service delivery, an ambassador who understands his mandate, an ambassador, I'm going for 3 now, a person who will definitely use his role to contribute to economic development, because economic development, like I said to you the last time, it speaks to issues of young people. Young people are unemployed, and the two of us here want to change that. And we can only change it by bringing investors. By when we're in our caucuses, when we are in council meeting, we should value economic development, because it is through investment that this thing is going to come, jobs are going to come. It is through investment that even skills, even the development of skills are going to come, even educational programs.
Sure.
Because truth be told, in local government, there are some things that are not our competency, but through intergovernmental relations and investors. Just imagine the Department of Education with any company coming to Hope Town and saying, we are going to train so many plumbers.
Oh, yes.
just imagine something like that. If that happens, then we are happy because we are here to champion the interest of the young people, but also stick to the mandate given by the African National Congress. So we are here just to serve. So
Okay, I'm going to ask Tsulu also to give me one or two of her strong points that she's going to deliver about. But on a lighter note, I want the viewers to watch the body language, because you are starting to become the real politician as you're speaking. You know, development. I can see it. So I want you to watch her body language, how she will be delivering her service. So one or two things that you're going to bring on board to improve on.
I think one of the things that's most important is also part of our pledge, where we say, I pledge to do better and be better. That's definitely one thing for me. I know, having worked in council on many occasions, I've come across people who are so disgruntled with public servants that are just not listening to them. So I want to pledge furthermore to be the listening ear, the open door, the receptive human being who's going to be, and that is, I think, the most important thing about it, the human being, somebody who understands the struggles that people go through. So if you're coming to me and if mama and you're going to come and cry, I'm going to sit there and comfort you. I'll bring you the sugar water. I'm not sure why we do the sugar water thing, but I'll bring you a glass of sugar water. and I just want to be there for people. You know, I want to be a listening ear, an open mind, a thoughtful heart. That for me is the most important thing.
Okay, so if you look at the current conditions and the fact that, you know, a lot of things have been going wrong, let's admit that, and we have to build trust. The ANC has to build trust, and I mean the motto says building a better community, building better communities together. And I actually love the way that you respond to questions, because you briefly look at one another, so you're answering these things together. How can you reassure a community, or just, you know, build trust in them again to say, look, we are going to improve? Put your heart on the sleeve and say, wear your heart on the sleeve, and this is what we're going to do.
Remember, the renewal agenda that we are busy with now doesn't only speak to us having internal things.
Yes.
The renewal of the ANC, unfortunately or fortunately for us, the ANC starts somewhere and goes somewhere. Us talking about the renewal is talking exactly to those things and saying that we need to fix what has been broken. We understand that the towns are dirty, we understand those things, and the president was clear. He said to us that go and clean. So ours now is to ensure that municipalities get the fleet, the yellow fleet, and to clean. Municipal workers work, councillors, and they guide and they do that. So in short, I'm saying that the renewal agenda requires of us to go and work, and that is exactly what we are going to do. Work.
I think to take it from him, it's not just renewal, it's also reconstruction and rebuilding, and taking from what our stalwarts have done for us. They've paved the way already. So we just need to take everything they've given us, because they've given us the perfect tools to continue with this organization. I mean, you don't come 109 years for nothing. You come 109 years to get another 109. So if we're going to be the champions of that, we need to rebuild, we need to unite, we need to reconstruct, and we need to just keep it going forward. Yes.
Well, look, there's so much more that we are going to be speaking about. I am just listening and I'm just absorbing, but we need to go to an ad break, and we will be posting a lot more questions to them. Be sure to participate as you drop us a message on the live link, and we will be reading them out most probably. And stay tuned, as we will be back in a minute. Welcome back. If you've just tuned in, you are watching ANC Northern Cape TV, proudly sponsored. This show, Raising Voices, proudly sponsored by Future Home Furniture. And as you can see, the colors are beautiful this morning on the seats. We killed it this morning. Guys, we have so much to be speaking about. You know, it's like I'm literally stuttering because I want to get out so much. But your vibrancy, the liveliness in your responses and your characters and attitude towards what you're about to do, will that be rubbing off on your community? Let's start with you, Tsolo.
I wouldn't want it just to rub off on my community. I'd want it to definitely rub off on my fellow council members, whether you are pro-ANC or you are the opposition. I think all of us must have this vibrancy. I think it's time to inject renewal, literally a new livelihood into councils, and young people are going to be the champions of that. We're going to get there and be like, no, we want better services. And we expect officials to take up arms and go and deliver those services. We want the budgets to secure access to those services for people. So that livelihood must just flow through us into others.
Okay.
Yes, and like she's saying, if one should not only, we should not put it in a silo.
Yes.
It should be a team effort. And we are willing to start with it. And we are hoping and praying that definitely first it rubs off to the council members, because that's where it starts.
Yeah.
But it will definitely rub off with the community. You know why? Because we have pledged to go and partner with them.
Yes.
We are pledging to partner with other departments. We're saying take ownership. This is yours. Us saying that we want to come in as young people is because we have seen that there are some places where we're slacking. So we just want to bring the vibe and say to them that, guys, as much as we are bringing services, but the services that we bring cannot be foreign to the people that we're taking them to. So us coming to them and saying, like in Hopetown, you can't come to Hopetown and then you say at Dolopi's house, Dolopi must be paving there, and Dolopi wanted tie in his thing. But if Dolopi wanted paving and gets paving, and he's told that you're going to get paving, then obviously the relationship will be fine. Hence, she is saying, as your spokesperson, of course, she is saying that it starts in council. We are saying we want to complement each other and not compete. Elections are finishing. The ANC is going to win on the 1st. After that, all the other ones will join us in council. Let's complement each other.
Okay, complement and not compete. How is this vibrancy? And because I'm listening to you, and it's like literally saying the ANC is vibing. How is this vibrancy going to meet up with those who have been in politics or in administration that are older than you?
The one thing that they have a choice. Renewal, unfortunately, it's inevitable in the ANC now. It's either you roll or you are left behind.
Sure.
And if you are left behind, unfortunately, Tina, we are taking it. And we're not talking about a bait, and we're talking about the African National Congress. The African National Congress is known for its great services.
Yes.
So us being a vibe, we are not bringing something new. We are taking it back. Back in the day, maybe saying Amandla was good, but today we are saying Eta. You see?
Sure.
So you should just go with.
Okay. I think you guys are already trending. So we don't have a lot of time, but I think there's just two more areas that I wanted to touch on before we wrap up. Youth development, economic development. How will you address that?
Wow, Mark. One thing I know, again, I'm going to take it back to having done door-to-door, is, especially in our area around where the university is, a lot of young people are in their third years, so forth, second year, they've already got registered companies, which means the hunger and the thirst from young people to participate in the economy of the country and not just look at government and say, it will provide jobs. Yes, we're going to do our part to get investment back into the cities and into the municipalities, but young people are there in spaces that we probably even haven't conceptualized fully as councils, that they're willing to participate in. It's not just about me saying, hey, I want to participate in road construction or civil engineering. Maybe I want to take my education skills, because we offer B.Ed at the University of South Laiki, and have ECD centers that are fully equipped and reliable for the communities and the young people and the little pioneers, as we used to call them in the ANC, that are going to lead to this country going forward. Once I'm gray and old, I know that maybe there's that young person who's got a registered company who we get together with social development and the Department of Basic Education in our province, and they build reliable, safe, nurturing ECD centers. And we just take it from there. It's one step in front of the other, getting better every day.
Okay, you know how I can literally agree with you, because it's not thumb sucking. I know that you're not guessing here, because I literally had the opportunity about a month ago or so, where I spoke to or addressed universities across South Africa during the Student Enterprise Week, Entrepreneurial Week. And there are students that are already prepared for business while at varsity. Your approach in a smaller town for economic development for youngsters?
I unfortunately have to start it like this. there are these three non-negotiables that the Youth League is currently running with. And if you look at those three non-negotiables, it exactly answers your question. Us saying that we want mayoral positions and speaker positions is because we want to ensure that the right people are placed in the right positions. We are not saying that LED officers are not doing their job currently, but we are saying you need to do more. Because we can't have a situation where I was talking to someone from Kamisberg the other day and he said we can't talk on the phone because of connectivity. And I was like, we have mines around there. What are they investing and so on? So mine would be get the right people in the right places. Our non-negotiables as the Youth League is just to speak to that, to speak to issues that need dire attention. We want to change things.
For sure.
Yeah.
Like, I love the way you are determined. Really, it makes me believe that what you set your mind to, you will definitely go out and deliver. We are about to, I think we're heading towards wrapping up. I wish this interview had, we could last it for longer. But we will call you backed by popular demand. Kgantsi Power.
Kgantsi Power.
And your Facebook name?
Victor
Dolopi.
Yes.
Okay, we don't know what that means, what exactly it stands for.
Dolopi.
Look, okay, fantastic. It sounded like a rapper. It sounded like something like these are this is the fresh blood I'm speaking about. This is what you can expect. Somebody that is in tune and relevant, not somebody that, and I don't have anything against, I'm gray myself, as you can see, but somebody that is in tune with what is happening, who you would be voting for. Now, I'm going to leave it in their hands as they're going to speak to you about why you should place your vote and trust in them. For the listeners, the viewers out there, why you? What makes you the one that we, in your ward, that we should depend on?
I think I'm going to take it first from one of the nicknames that have been suggested for me, Ruth First.
Okay.
And say, if you could see me as such a strong pioneering young woman, then you can see me as a strong pioneering woman to lead you in your ward, to call community meetings, to be accountable to people, to get them, to fight for them in council, to get the services they deserve. I think also because one of the key things is the ward that I live in, majority of them are the chief ratepayers and those that subsidize communities in our area that are not, primarily the rate-paying communities. Let us push forward together so that we get better services for ourselves, but also get to a point where our municipality is funded in a way from our rate paying that we can get services to those less fortunate. Let's bring up the indigent count in the city so that people who need access to rates and services, like yesterday we were in a meeting and we heard about an 86-year-old not young, but 86-year-old lady who says after her pension, there's nothing left because she's given it all to rates and services. We need to get a program out there where we're communicating with communities to say there is an indigent service. We need to have our old elderly and those who are not at the point where they are currently economically active, participating in the economy, registering to be indigent so that services are getting to them, so that they're not left out in the cold without a roof over their head, without access to water and electricity. We don't need our community sitting in the dark when we've done so much over the past 26 years to make sure that people have access to water and electricity. Ours is just to go and fight better, to fight harder, to fight smarter. Yes.
Vote for me because I want to start with Afrikaans from hometown. Stem vir my vir 'n verbetering en ons het die verbetering al in die 8 maande gesien. Daar is dinge wat nie reg was nie, dinge wat seker nog steeds nie reg is nie, maar daar is definitief dinge wat 'n reaksie gekry het vanaf die raad. Daar is mense wat my seker nooit geken het nie, maar in die 8 maande kon julle hierdie mooi gesig sien, kon julle my bel en hoekom anders as om aan te gaan met dit? Ek bedoel die diens is daar. Yes, ek is ook 'n mens, ek maak mistakes en so aan, maar ek weet elke mens wat in W3 bly van Tembelihle weet dat wanneer jy vir Dolopi vra, dan gaan Dolopi reageer. So ours is just to go out, do what we do best on the 1st of November, vote for Dolopi, vote for Tsulu, vote for the ANC, and see how best we are going to build better communities. Because like you say, I want to see a Ward 3 in Hopetown that is going to boast of a funded budget, that we're not going to wait for grants, but I can't do it alone. I can't do it when I'm outside. I can only do it when I'm inside. Even the economic development that I'm talking about, I can't do it. And thank you in advance for going to vote for SPIO. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, there you've had it. If that has not set the bar and the standard and build trust, then tell us. We would most definitely want to have them back and have more vibrancy. But one thing is for sure, the young ANC is vibing. You could see that, you could hear that, and most probably could feel that through the airwaves. But I was blown away. You guys did very well. And for you out there, you know where to vote, what to vote, and why to vote, because we've brought them for you to hear what they have to deliver. So you were tuned into the ANC TV show called Raising Voices. We will be back during the week as well. And with me, Mark Kotzer, your host. I'm excited to do the next show. And once again, thank you to our guests. And we wish you all of the best. You guys are well. We are inspired. And we hope to be vibing with you. For you out there, thank you for your participation. Stay tuned for our next show during the week, the Youth Vibrant Show in the morning called Raising Voices. This is Mark Kotzer signing off for Raising Voices on ANC Northern Cape TV. Hope to see you soon.